Hey guys, Trent here with BoatLogix, here to talk about the Switchblade mount and how to install it. So, the BoatLogix Switchblade mount is a multi-position 0-degree mount for your forward emitting transducer. That's active target 1 and 2, LVS 62, LVS 32, and LVS 34 are the models that are available right now. This mount is really cool because we got individual adjustability of 4.5-degree increments that allows us to pitch the arm and the ability to rotate from forward to perspective. Now, we're going to go over how to install this and what tools you need. Really simple setup. Here at the shop, we like to use actual Allen heads that go on a 3/8 socket wrench. You can use regular Allen heads. The size you're going to need is a 3/16 and a 4mm. And then you're going to need a 1/2-inch open-ended wrench or deep socket, whatever your preference is. So to kick off the install, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to disassemble this mount from where it comes out of the box. So come in here. First thing we like to do is we're going to go ahead and take the arm off the base of the mount. So I'm going to simply loosen the tension knob. I'm going to take it off and set it off to the side. And there is also a washer. Now anytime I'm removing parts, I like to stack them in order they came off. Next, I'm going to go ahead and remove the arm, as you can see here. And the first thing I'm going to do with this arm is I need to take off the bolt in the washer assembly. Now this is really important here. So we're going to take our 1/2-inch wrench, we're going to take our 3/16 Allen, and we're just going to slowly take this apart. No need to use electric tools on this. Manual tools are your friend. So, important thing here, this is a very important order of washers that we need to pay attention to. So we've got our locking nut, we've got a regular flat washer, and then we have a 3 array of concave washers. So they actually concave oppositing each other. So we've got facing opponents, and then we've got a third washer that also faces the opposite direction. We've then got the bolt, which then has a outward mating washer that goes on the outside of the transducer. That can stay on the bolt. So again, we've got bolt and transducer washer, as I'll refer to it, our 3 concave washers, flat washer, and lock nut all separated. And then we've got our arm mount here. What we're gonna do next, and what's going to kick off the install on the trolling motor, is we're going to go ahead and separate the 2 C-clamps on the base of the Switchblade mount. We're going to change over to our 4mm. Again, manual tools are your friend here. We're going to go ahead and crack all these loose because they normally come tight from the factory. And then what I like to do is just spin these out. Really simple setup, like so. Now that I have all these loose, I can take the top upper half off. And the important thing here is this bolt, as you can see, there's actually a spring assembly in there. We want to make sure that that bolt stays in there. Now that we have everything separated, we can go ahead and get ready to get this assembled onto the trolling motor. So we're going to go over and get the trolling motor prepped for this install. All right, now we're on to the trolling motor part of the install. So that base that we separated earlier is where we're going to start things off. What's really important about the base mounts with these BoatLogix Switchblade mounts is they are made for the trolling motor you are going to install it on. So it's different for a Garmin Force, as an Ultrex Quest, Power Pole Move, Ghost, so on and so forth. With this Garmin Force that we're doing here, we've actually got a notch in the bracket that aligns with the notch on the trolling motor shaft, like so. So you don't want to do this backwards, you want it to line up with the notch that is on this side of the trolling motor. Now, in this configuration we are doing prop in. This will be the inverse if you are prop out. So, the biggest question we get about the base mount is, where do I put it on the shaft of the trolling motor? If you have a 360 or a pole mount that is going to potentially hang down and be an impact area for this transducer, you would put this mount all the way down at the bottom of the shaft. If you have a single transducer and you want to be able to rotate it from forward to perspective and have the best clearance, what I like to do is I go about a fist height up. Now, depending on your boat and how big of water you're in, that can also dictate where you put this. If you're in big water all the time, I would mount it as low as possible. In this situation, we're going to go about fist high. So we've got the two halves. Line up with the notch, and we're going to grab our 4 Allens, and we're going to essentially install them in a diagonal pattern like so. So I'm going to start with this top left one, get it slightly snug. I'm going to get my second Allen. Again, this is a 4mm. I'm going to go on my bottom right. And with these 2 bolts, I'm going to get this just snug enough where it'll hold in place, but still slide up and down the shaft, like so, as you can see. So I'm going to move it down to about the fist height we talked about. I'm going to grab my other 2 Allens, same thing. We are not using any tools right now. This is strictly just slightly hand tight. And there's a reason I am doing this. We will fully tighten this sucker up when she is all done, because there is something to consider on the trolling motor with your strap that I will show you guys in a little bit. So we got these 4 Allens. This will still move up and down. We're about fist height to start. So our next installation step is to actually put the arm onto the base. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the arm, which is right here. This can only go on one way. And then we've got to get a regular flat washer that came with it and this nice billet knob. So right here, I've got the teeth for the arm. You can see that they are the finer teeth compared to this side has the Garmin teeth, in this case for the LVS 34. What's really important is the top of this mount right here has a notch. The top of the base plate has a notch. Starting things off, you are going to simply line notch to notch, like so. I'm going to put the washer on, and I'm going to put the billet knob on, and I'm going to fully lock this thing down. You'll feel it'll tension until it gets tight, and then it is locked in place. So right now, we have the arm mounted to the base. The next important thing in the step is putting the transducer on. In this case, we have an LVS 34 right here with prop stowed inward. The transducer cable is going to come towards the prop, and it's essentially going to bolt on like this. So I got my transducer laying here, and I'm going to grab all the washer stack assembly that we had from taking the mount apart earlier. Now here's a really important thing. The first thing we got to do is the bolt. So the bolt can go from the top like this, where it protrudes out. For my guys that are going to run the mount all the way at the bottom, you're actually going to want to do the inverse, where this bolt is going to come from the back side of the bracket like so. Since this one's not getting mounted all the way down, we're going to go from the top as advertised. So this bolt right here with a flat washer is going through the top like so. I'm going to let that rest right there for a second, and I'm going to grab the washer stack assembly. So right here I've got those concave washers and one flat washer we had earlier. With this bolt sticking through the transducer, we're going to insert it into the transducer adapter on the Switchblade mount, like so. And I'm essentially going to have these concave washers oppose each other. So it is concaved inward. It's going to go onto the bolt right here. I'm going to get the next bolt, the next washer, opposing the direction the washer was earlier. And then the third concave washer is going to oppose that washer. So essentially rotating. And then we've got our one flat washer here. Holding all those washers, we're going to grab our 1/2" nut and just hand thread this on. So right now we've got everything lined up nicely as it is right here. We're going to go ahead and grab our 1/2" wrench. And our 3/16 Allen. And we're going to, again, no electric tools here. This is all hand tools. We're going to very slowly start tensioning the lock nut onto the washer stack. Now you do not want to over tighten this, because if you over tighten it, you will not be able to rotate the transducer. So you can see here, I'm starting to slowly snug this up, like so. And I'm going to test how that transducer clicks back and forth like this. It's a little loose there, so I want to go a hair tighter, like so. And now I've gone a little too tight. So this is a good example of it's just a little give and take with those washer stacks to get the tension right. And that is perfect right there. So now that we have this mocked up, again, we do not have this base fully tightened yet. I can still slide this up and down. I'm gonna go ahead and put this transducer into forward mode. So forward mode is really simple. You can rotate all the way what I consider down for the Garmin, which is this back is flat right here. And we're gonna go 1, 2 clicks back, and that is forward. What you can also do on this mount is you can also rotate this all the way down to where the arm is in the vertical position like so, and same concept. I'm gonna put my arm right here and down, and I'm gonna go 1, 2 clicks back. So really simple. So in this situation, for this mount, we're gonna go right here where the notches align, which is our 0 degree position. We're gonna click to factory forward. And here's the important thing and why I haven't tensioned this knob yet. We're gonna stow our trolling motor, like so. Trolling motor is stowed, and I'm gonna make sure this bracket does not interfere with our lockdown strap. So good example here, if you wanted to, you could raise it right to the strap. We could go all the way down, but in this case, again, we're gonna stick about fist high, and we're gonna go ahead, put our trolling motor back to the deployed position, which for those asking, that's just a 2x4. Really easy to hold your trolling motor up for stuff like this. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tighten down the base of this right here. And again, this is not a, how tight can I get this? This is just gonna essentially go a little bit past snug like so, just to where that bracket will no longer slide. So as you can see, I can no longer slide that bracket. Now that it's installed, it's really simple. If you want to adjust your pitch angle, you can loosen your tension knob and you can go a couple clicks up, you can go a couple clicks down. You have full flexibility to articulate this arm in conjunction with the clicks of the transducer. What's also nice about this mount is we can rotate to perspective. So to go to perspective, I'm going to pull out on the arm and I'm going to rotate over like so. And that is in perspective mode. Now, a trick for anyone that's ran perspective, you can actually run it upward like this, or you can even go full rotation and run it in a down position like that. And then you've got your individual clicks to go from 0 degrees, 4.5, 9, and so on and so forth. So we like to run it upward like this for perspective mode. And again, we'll rotate right back to our forward position and lock everything down. What I like to do with this mount, if I know I'm going to be in big water, is I'm going to tension that knob all the way down so this arm does not move. If I'm in shallow water and there's a lot of, stumps, brush, rocks, loosen this a little bit. So if you hit something, the arm kicks down. So that is the overall install for the BoatLogix Switchblade mount. We did it with LVS 34 on a Garmin Force. It's the same install on an Ultrex Quest with Active Target 2, and so on and so forth. If you guys are interested in the BoatLogix mount, check them out at BoatLogix.com or any